You did have a clickbait, huh? Alright. I guess anything else? I get sued all the time. Y'all, stop it.
New drama tonight involving a controversial politician in the south suburbs. Tiffany Henyard was the only Thornton Township leader to show up for a scheduled meeting.
You won't believe what just happened at the latest Dalton Village Board meeting, something so wild, so chaotic, that it's going to leave you absolutely speechless. We've all heard of political drama, but what went down with Mayor Tiffany Henyard is on a whole new level. So picture this: a mayor right in the middle of a meeting being arrested after causing complete chaos and needing to be removed by force. So yes, you heard that right, arrested in the middle of a live broadcast. Things escalated so quickly that the entire feed had to be shut down. It's like a scene straight out of a TV show, except this is real life, and it's all happening in Dalton, Illinois.
His employment, I don't believe that is legally correct. That's just not the way municipalities operate.
Let's get into it, because this story is so packed with drama that you're going to want to hear every last detail. So here's how it all went down. Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who's no stranger to controversy, had been butting heads with the village trustees for months. If you've been following the news, you already know her relationship with the board has been anything but smooth. There have been constant clashes over decisions, appointments, and just about everything else. But this latest board meeting, it took things to a whole new level.
Here now, we've been reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard, but we only knew half the story.
Eyewitnesses at the meeting described the atmosphere as tense from the very start. Everyone knew something was going to happen. You could feel it in the air. People were on edge. The trustees had gathered to hold a regular meeting at the local Park District building, because get this, the crowds have gotten so big that the village hall can't even legally accommodate them anymore. That's how hot this situation has become. People are turning out in droves to witness the spectacle that Dalton's local government meetings have turned into. But Mayor Henyard, she wasn't having it. She decided she wasn't going to play by the rules. Not today.
Sometimes we get invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions. And so it's not about clickbait, it's about just making sure the right.
Instead of joining the trustees at the Park District, Henyard decided to hold her own meeting. Yes, her own meeting back at the village hall. It's almost like she wanted to send a message: she's the boss and she's going to do things her way no matter what. But here's the thing: only 2 trustees showed up to her little gathering, which means there wasn't even enough of them to legally hold a meeting. And just like that, she had to cancel it. But that's not where the story ends. Oh no, because what does Henyard do next? She jumps in her car, drives over to the Park District building, and crashes the trustees' meeting, which had been going on just fine without her. And this is where things get really wild.
Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees.
As soon as Henyard walked into the room, you could feel the tension spike. People were already fed up with her antics, and her Adela appearance wasn't doing her any favors. Some residents even turned their backs on her as she made her entrance. Yes, that's how much frustration has been building up in Dalton over her leadership. She took the microphone, dramatically announcing, "I am the mayor of the village of Dalton." But before she could even get another word out, the crowd turned on her, booing, shouting. People were not having it, and it only got worse from there. Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustee. Witnesses say that Henyard tried to speak over the noise, demanding respect and claiming that the meeting was illegal. She wanted to make some key appointments, including a new police chief, but the crowd wasn't interested in hearing her out, so they were too busy shouting her down. And honestly, it seemed like no one was willing to listen to anything she had to say. Henyard lasted all of 7 minutes before she had to leave the room, booed out by her own constituents. Now, if you think this is where things settle down, think again. As Henyard stormed out of the building, chaos erupted. Some reports even suggest that Henyard was so insane by the reaction that she started getting physical with one of the officials, and that's when things really spiraled out of control. So the police, who were already on standby because tensions were running high, had to step in. And yes, that's when the unthinkable happened. Mayor Tiffany Henyard was arrested. I'm a private investigator. I've got some prior insight I have from the United States District, Northern District of Illinois. The live feed of the meeting, which had been broadcasting the whole spectacle, was abruptly cut off as Henyard was taken into custody. The scene was absolute madness. People in the crowd were screaming, some were recording it all on their phones, and others were just in shock watching it unfold in real time. Can you imagine a sitting mayor being dragged out of her own meeting in handcuffs? It's the kind of thing you'd expect in a movie. But note, this is real life, folks. So what exactly led to this dramatic arrest? Well, to fully understand it, We've got to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, because this moment didn't just come out of nowhere. In fact, it's the culmination of months, maybe even years of tension, chaos, and trite defiance from Henyard. Let's get into the back, because trust us, it's a doozy. One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her. And that's what they're doing here. Tiffany Henyard has been causing waves in Dalton for a long time. Ever since she took office, her tenure has been marred by one controversy after another, whether it's clashing with the trustees, ignoring legal orders, or making appointments without the board's approval. Card has made it clear that she's going to do things her way, and it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, to say the least. Take, for example, the time when she appointed a new village manager, a village attorney, and a police chief, all without board approval. That's right, she didn't even bother to get the trustees' okay on these major decisions, which is, how local government is supposed to work. The trustees weren't having it, and they took the matter to court. A judge stepped in and issued a restraining order telling Henyard in no uncertain terms that she couldn't make those appointments without the board's approval. But did she listen? Of course not. Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Taioe, a people's mayor and people supervised. Henyard has a habit of pushing the boundaries, and that restraining order was just another line she crossed. At one point, there was even talk of holding her in contempt of court because she just kept on ignoring the legal process. The moves to consolidate power have made her a lot of enemies in Dalton. And it's not just the trust who are fed up. The residents have had enough too. At every turn, it seems like Henyard is more interested in holding on to power than actually working with the people she's supposed to represent. And let's not forget the financial scandals. Rumors have been swirling for a while now about Henyard's alleged misuse of public funds. There are whispers of lavish spending, questionable taxpayer-funded trips, and a complete lack of transparency when it comes to the village's finances. At one point, a report by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed that Dalton's finances were in shambles, largely due to increased spending under Henyard's watch. And if that wasn't bad enough, the FBI has reportedly been looking into the village's finances as part of a larger probe. Yeah, FBI, that's how serious things have gotten. Sure, you guys had an awesome time on the backs of taxpayers, but what do we gain from any of these trips? We gain nothing. So it's no surprise that Henyard has been under intense scrutiny. Her opponents have been vocal, calling her a dictator and accusing her of running Dalton into the ground. Than attacks from her enemies. But at this point, it's hard to ignore the mountain of evidence against her. Another fan pointed out she has been a criminal her whole life. After all, she was arrested for breaking into cars in 2016. She probably already has a long rep sheet. Now we can't say if that's true or not, but it's clear that Henyard's reputation is less than squeaky clean. She's been in hot water before, and it seems like she's found herself right back in the middle of it once again. So what do you think? Is this the end of the line for Tiffany Henyard, or will she find a way to bounce back yet again? You let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on this wild saga. So because trust us, this story is far from over, and thanks for watching my video.